Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates.
Rama, first introduce yourself to me and the work you're doing in this pandemic.
Myself, Rama Kankunkar. Presently, we have a group of Goa Corona Warrior Group where there are different political parties, people and different like-minded people, activists and all across Goa, good people who want to help, they have come together. And there are various groups also. So basically we have come together. We had made this group last year during the pandemic 2020 and now we are continuing with it. So presently we are into different requirements, like now we have ambulance services which we have, our people have donated. Then we have basically we supplied the chairs, then we are into shifting the patients for the vaccinations. And there are groups in our team who is looking after the food availability. Then there are people who are completely seeing the shortage of the oxygen. Then there are people who are looking after legality about what government is not doing, and in fact there are a lot of other tasks which has been played by different groups or different political party, and this together we are doing support for the COVID.
Rama, tell me one thing. There was an incident over here where due to lack of oxygen, there were deaths of many people. And now we have gone to the court regarding the same. Can you explain me what actually happened and what made you go approach the court?
See, basically what I want to say is basically the deaths has been taken place for a long time, and it started even after the deaths. Government was not ready to lock down. If you go to see 10 days before, 10 to 12 days before, when the people were shouting that deaths are taking place, that was around 20-25 deaths was taking place, and people were demanding for the lockdown, and our chief minister was against the lockdown, where the local panchayat body itself started declaring the lockdown in their villages, because they have understood the concern about the people dying. So they started doing the lockdown. In spite of doing this, chief minister was completely adamant in not going for a lockdown. And today we know the results, what has happened. Actually, if you go to see, because the lockdown was not conducted, the virus spread like nothing. We knew that we had 1 year of time. We knew that we do not have infrastructure ready for it. Even after knowing this, you are continuing with the tourism, you are continuing with events, you are continuing with the economy. You was much more worried about the economy more than the life of the people.
Sorry. Rama, tell me about the incident about the oxygen cylinders. You said they stopped you from, you were supplying oxygen cylinders, but you were asked to stop the service. Why was that?
Correct. See, basically there are different groups. Altogether, I think so we were supplying more than 100 cylinders over here with different groups. There were different political party groups which have come together, and individually we were trying to supply the, we have given one number, 2 to 3 numbers, where people from GMC, whenever they were in shortfall of the oxygen, the patients used to call us and we used to refill the cylinders from the oxygen scoop industry, and then get in any 24/7, even at night time we used to give the cylinders to them. What has happened recently is when the 3 days continuous deaths has increased in GMC, it is increased to 26, 28, and it has increased within 3 days 84 numbers which has been shown. What has happened that day is basically we had gone for refilling in scoop, and the scoop have stopped us, saying that there was Mamledar setup and even government officials were there. They stopped us in refilling. They said like government have stopped it. On the same night there was 26 deaths taken place, and that was because of the lack of the oxygen. Even the health minister and even the dean itself have said that the deaths has taken place and there was no oxygen proper supply. Where even government know that there is a line which has been used, direct line which has been given, which is more than I think so 20-15 years before. No maintenance has taken place. There is lack of oxygen from that line also. So after knowing this, when the people from the people who are trying to help, the activists who are trying to help, the NGOs, the political parties, workers who are trying to help you out in reaching the cylinders directly to the patients required, immediately stopping it. And here there is a lack of oxygen. It's completely a criminal offense. It's completely, it cannot be called as a negligence. It can be called as a criminal offense, because the oxygen supply was available there, and oxygen was enough available, but only thing about the transportation. Government have, chief minister have openly told there is we have our oxygen, but there is a problem of supply and transportation and reaching it to the direct end to the patient.
But why did they stop you from supplying the cylinders when they knew they had an oxygen shortage?
See, basically, when you open up to everyone, I think so it's very clear that government did not wanted to show their show their negligence or the whatever things was happening inside, and they do not want to come down on the basis like the credibility. So I think so because of the credibility, they wanted to stop all other the activists supplying the oxygen, and because of this credibility and this issue, I think so people have lost their life over there.
What reason did they give you to stop the supply?
See, basically they said like the collectors have stopped us from supply giving it to the people. People are taking it as an individual and keeping it at home. This was the reason which they were giving. And they knew that we are continuously working down over there. They could have even said that Baba, you are NGO, we are allowing you 20 cylinders directly to refill and give it to this under the doctor's permission. That could have been also taken place, but it doesn't happen that way.
But did you speak to the collector? Did he really stop?
See, we spoke to collector. We went to the collector's office. We spoke to him, Ajit Roy, and he clearly said that we didn't have issued any order. So if the collector have not issued any order, we went next day after the death, 26th death. We went next day to confirm. Then he said that there is no order issued, but we are not allowing that to happen. But he said even if it is a critical stage, then you can take the certificate from the doctors and then you can refill. Then also we are objected towards it because we said doctor will go and give you certificate, and then we will go over there and then we will go to the refilling, and then coming back over there it will take 3 hours.
Yeah.
Till then the patient is dead.
Yeah.
So we do not want this kind of. So after that, they had given us 3 numbers, magistrate officers numbers, that they will be taking care of the oxygen. Even after that, that's taken place over there.
Yeah.
There are various reasons for that. Okay, there are various reasons because the line itself is a very old line which is going on. That is a centralized oxygen which is being supplied. So I think so. It's not only the negligence, but it is something which is. It's negligence is what part is ignorance. But when you know someone is dying and when you are stopping someone in supplying of the oxygen, that is completely a criminal offense by the whoever have obstructed towards it.
So have you started supplying the oxygen back to the hospital?
See, after these incidents, what we are doing, we have kept one people in the ward. Okay, and completely monitoring is going on. After sometimes 2 to 3 days before, we have realized that there are less calls to us. Okay, assuming there is less calls to us regarding the oxygen supply, assuming it, we think that there is reach in the reach of the oxygen in the hospitals. But now you need to understand, there are cylinders where you supply oxygen, and there is a direct line. So direct line is not been improved yet. There are complaints for the direct lines itself. So this is the thing which is the current status right now.
So you're back to supplying oxygen to the wards now? Oxygen
No,
cylinders?
right now, in case of the emergency, there are in between supply of the oxygen which is been happening down.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not completely full and clear cut. Completely improved. There are a lot of things which will be required. And second, most importantly, what I feel so, government, when they know that there is a time duration which is 45 minutes which is required from the shifting the oxygen from that one particular location to here, and you are shifting with a trolley which takes 45 minutes, you are keeping two vehicles of police officers where the speed is same. You can use different things. You can give it to the army, you can give it to whatever. It's a saving life. It's basically what I can say. It's an emergency. When so many people are dying, you can use the military force. You can use a lot of resources available and see that the oxygen cylinders reach the things in time.
Okay, Rama, is this you have gone to the court before this incident or after this people's death?
See, there are a lot of petitioners who had got to the court, but I think so because of the mismanagement, because there was no lockdown happening, people have initially started from there, and then afterwards they're like when we went and the health minister itself said, you come and check form a committee and check what is happening between 2 to 9 o'clock, so 2 to 6 o'clock. Where he being a health minister, he's saying court to find out. He was the right person to tell what is happening.
Exactly.
So he's saying, he's telling the court to you put up a committee and form. That means he showed his incapability of identifying what exactly the issues was happening.
So, what has the court observed?
The court had observed many things. In fact, when court had asked them why the incident is happening, in fact, the silly reason which was given, like, there were no driver, and you cannot reverse the trolley, and all the small things which was given, which was not accepted. In fact, so they were saying that everything is going fine. Even yesterday there was a hearing. In fact, we have taken a video yesterday. Actually, if you go to see, there are still people sleeping down on the floor. When we are saying everything is okay, why the people are still sleeping on the floor? You are saying additional beds has been put up. Why people are sleeping on the floor? So that's which really wonders me. I do not know why the people are still sleeping on the floor when you are making the availability in the other wards.
So, has the court released any order for the hospital?
We are waiting for the order now today. In fact, by evening we will be getting the order. There are different teams who is looking after the legal perspective, and we will definitely update whatever is happening.
So, that was Rama. Now, Rama alleges that the hospital has stopped them from supplying the gas cylinders to the COVID wards, due to which, or after which, 83 people lost their life in a span of 3 days in various locations in Goa. Alone in the Goa Medical College, 26 people lost their life in a single night. Now, Rama has placed his informers, people who are there inside the COVID ward, who gives them information, minute-to-minute information, so that he can take necessary action, and help out those people who are gasping for breath. With Shiva Devnath, this is Nazia Sayed for Mojo Story, Goa.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.